Alright, hopefully we're getting back into it. I hit start game. There we go. We're back. Gonna pause the music. The lovely, lovely Cursed Hollow music. We'll be hearing it soon. Actually, we won't because I mute music in game like a pro. Joined once again by Foul. Gonna get back into this. Same bands. So gonna get back into this draft and see what we can do with it. DC's over. It's always the second game of the night that has these problems, but we are going. We're underway. Looking forward to this game. We're gonna.
Stukov pickup.
I love the Stukov pickup on this map. Stukov, top tier support in the meta at the moment, and you have three people in the skirmish lane, right? Typically
Yep.
bottom lane, doesn't have to be, but who's the best three-man healer in the game?
It's Stukov. He
It's
does basically
Stukov, yeah.
everything you want on this map. You know, a lot of sustain healing for your 3 or 4 man lane, and a lot of burst healing when needed.
Yeah, and looking at it, I mean, we do have immediately Ragnaros Gul'dan. So Ragnaros incredibly strong on the map. Just in terms of his ability to deal with the objective. If things go tits up, he still does fantastic. Gul'dan, fantastic wave clear, good at defending, but also great in the 3 or the 4 man, depending on how you want to play it. Very strong wave clear, and definitely if you get something like a Morales, can actually push up if you try to do some kind of like 1-1-3, can push up with a 4-man and punish that into most things. So we're going to see how FML wants to handle that. Whether they want to grab their solo laner now, I don't think they need to, because it's going to be Ragnaros in the solo lane, and there's enough that counters him in lane. You know, you're not going to be able to counter his utility regardless. So I would like to see them maybe get a tank and a damage dealer of their own. And there's Tracer and Kel'Thas. So getting double damage dealer. I like this. Tracer is a fantastic roamer on this map, so you do that 1-1-3 style, and then you have Kel'Thas, who's going to make sure that no matter what, you're clearing the wave at least.
Yep.
Quick
Tracer also good.
Dan, though.
Yep. Tracer also good against the somewhat immobile Ragnaros and Gul'dan. Be able to get in close, get in, get out. They're not going to be able to do too much ideally. Yeah, Kel'Thas looks like it was picked up for wave clear. It looks like, Ragnaros Gul'dan, that's basically the wave clear. That's like all the wave clear you need on this
but
map.
whenever you have a Rag, you have an extra melee, so Kel'Thas can actually get a little bit of value there, because you likely still have to go... Well, you certainly still have to go Warrior. You may still go something like a Greymane as well.
Yep.
But we'll kind of see where this goes. 20 seconds here on the timer for the second ban. What kind of thing do you think you'd want to ban here?
Well, it's kind of tough, right? Like,
Greymane,
interesting.
I mean, I said
it's
it was possible. I didn't think it was likely.
Yeah, I mean, Team Awesomesauce is in a place where they need to pick up a tank. There's one, and they also need a support on their team. And I guess the last pick they could flex to a Greymane.
Well, now they don't need to pick their support now if they don't want to. I mean, they can if they want to hold their last pick to see what they're going against.
Yeah, but they don't really.
Cassia. Yeah,
they don't really need to, right? Because Stukov was already picked up on the other side, and now there's no fear of a Malf Tracer at all. So
right. Muradin, fantastic on the point. Just gonna stand there, not gonna leave. Tracer, not gonna. He ain't scared of no Tracer. He got third win, baby. He ain't scared of no Tracer. Cassia, pretty good against the Tracer just for the blind, but really good at actually punishing Stukov. Stukov is fairly immobile, and if you can get a good Stormbolt into a fend, Stukov is squishy enough that he's gonna be hurt. He's gonna be hurt, dog. Don't ask him if he's all right. Hell no.
Kind of fun seeing Cassia and I guess all the games we've seen tonight. Might be up and coming in the NGS meta.
Maybe it's she's kind of had she's never been in the meta, but she's always had a place.
Yep.
Let's see where we go. The Joanna didn't surprise me. I kind of expected that. The Thrall surprises me. I think there's so many better solo laner picks than into Ragnaros. Like, I think Sonya would be an amazing pick. I think Blaze could have been a really strong pick. I think Leoric could have been a very strong pick. So I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's something that they've been practicing, or maybe they just like Thrall in the current
Mm.
meta. Yeah, we'll
If I
just
see
have to see
Crash
how it works
Lightning, I
out.
reserve the right to cry. I will
Okay,
say
well
that.
if it is Crash Lightning in a solo lane, we will both have some
Yeah.
words.
Yeah. I'm not
um,
surprised to see Joanna. Joanna's good at protecting the Sukov. It is going to be a Morales.
Morales,
That is
Morales
kind
is
of
still Dan.
that's kind of ballsy into Tracer.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It. I mean, it's a great pick with Gul'dan. It's an incredibly powerful pick with Gul'dan. If Tracer doesn't kill you, so we're gonna
Yeah.
find out real quick if it's a good pick. The only other pick I think could have been Malfurion, and actually you probably would have only been able to Moonfire Kendo, so it may have struggled a bit. You could have gone to something like Rhaegar, but he can struggle on this map without really that kind of long-term sustain. So
Yep.
I guess, I mean, I don't hate the pick at all. It's just because Tracer's the only threat to it, but Tracer's also a really big freaking threat to it.
Yeah, we'll just have to see, how well they're able to protect Morales in this composition. If they can stop Tracer from getting into their backline and taking Morales out before the fight even starts, um, you know, I think they should be in good shape. But, it depends a lot on if Tracer is able to, basically assassinate Morales before anything breaks out.
All right. Well, we're moving into this kind of just, based on my pardon me. Pardon me. Based on my scouting, I just don't know a whole lot about the side of Team Awesomesauce other than a couple kind of comfort picks, which I'm not going to reveal yet. But it'll be interesting. I have no clue who's going to win this game. FML, as we said, kind of, a lower tier Division C team last season, but showed the ability to win games. So we'll see what they can do. On paper, I guess I like the comp better on the side of Team Awesomesauce, but we'll talk more about that in a sec. As we have Funk Panda on Morales, Akash on Gul'dan, 7-Upper is going to be on Cassia, Gemma going to be on Muradin, and up in the top we have Holy Grawl on Ragnaros, starting with Joanna and moving up. Go ahead and introduce the members of FML Esports.
All right, we have Kendo on Johanna. We have MJ Doom on Tracer. We have Drink and Run 152 on Stukov. Snow Glare on Thrall, and Shadow Leaves on his Kalephis.
All right. Moving straight into this, though, we are going to see here in the bottom, Kendo kind of setting up in an aggressive position at the moment. We'll see where it goes. Looking at our talent selections, it is going to be the Q build. I love to see some Q build Gul'dan. I didn't want to see that E build, and I'm happy that I was not disappointed. But rather than the charge strikes, we're actually seeing a focus on that poke build out of Cassia, potentially deal with this. Ooh, big blind on a Stukov. Stukov getting a little bit low. Gonna be able to back up, drink and run, doing a little bit of running and a little bit not much of drinking at the moment. Meanwhile, up in the top, Thrall currently trading. Ooh. Kendo did step up. T-Taurus boys.
We're gonna just use the Stukov passive to get that first healing, so there wasn't anything left for Johanna when she got caught out.
Apparently my name is BD Smiley now. I'm not going to say what I think BD stands for, but B stands for big. Anyway, moving up though, Gul'dan getting some good pressure onto the point early, and I did catch that reference. I love that band. Honestly, one of my favorite bands. I am stuck in the 90s. Oops, I have an alarm going off.
Uh-oh.
Whoopsies, forgot to turn off the timer. Anyway, Tracer stepping up aggressive, getting that pulse bomb onto Morales. No real kill potential, though. Kendo now in a bit of trouble. Drink and Run doesn't have that. Drink and Run actually starting to run low on mana, which you can do on this map into the Gul'dan early if you don't have that third win. Now Kendo in a bit of trouble. Gonna have to back off and use an early tap. Drink and Run already using that tap, so not gonna have the mana. Meanwhile, up in the top, though, Thrall had control of the point. Gonna push Ragnar's off. Ooh, there's a good Feral Spirit to get some chunk damage, but didn't actually land those auto attacks. Still, though, Thrall gonna hold the point for now. Kendo gonna move up, try to take this bot point while the Globe is picked up by Akash in bottom. There's a big silence. Akash gonna come in for the flank, using that Corruption, getting some good damage, but gonna be healed up by the Stukov. And Gemma positioning very aggressively. There's a big fend onto the back line. The point was capped there by Joanna. Gonna be about 20% progress on the side of FML. Ooh, what a great fend to
dash.
still get some damage onto MJ Doom, though. Still no level 4, just desperately wanting it. There it is. There's your one good spread. Insta-locked as fast as can be. That's how you play Stukov. As Kendo, once again taking the point, and this is one of the advantages of both Joanna and Muradin. Virtually unkillable. Always going to cap that point if they're uncontested. Meanwhile, though, up in the top, it is Thrall and Bragg, but Thrall actually winning this 1v1 fairly nicely.
Yeah, they've been pretty evenly matched. I've been watching as they've been duking out in the bottom lane. The lane hasn't really gone anywhere. They've been doing a good job of both kind of keeping the minion wave in the middle, kind of going in and out, poking at each other. No one really committing to anything yet.
Kendo, once again, trying to up onto the point. Rag going to try to potentially sneak some capture potential. There's a big silence. Good flank there by Gul'dan. Drink and Run very, very low at the moment. Good stun there on the Shadow Leaves. Drink and Run having to back up, get the mana back. MJ Doom going to move onto Gul'dan. Chunk out a bit of damage, but there's Drain Life. MJ Doom eating a Storm Bolt. There comes the Dwarf Toss, looking for the kill. Gul'dan chunking below 100 health. Oh. And the Q from Cassia going to secure the kill. What a great set of abilities used in time there to ensure that Tracer dies. But Ragnaros still unable to trade positively into this Thrall. If they don't send someone up now, by the time Tracer's back, eventually I think they will lose progress. That said, pushing up nicely, but Gul'dan having to use Drain Life. Bit of an awkward spot. There's the Fen, though. Gonna push it up. Akash gonna be able to get out of there. Now, Akash is a GM master. He's a very, very strong player, and he's leading this team. You know, he's definitely the highest MMR player, plays a lot of that hyper carry role, plays some interesting heroes that maybe we'll see in game 2. But, you know, this game's going to be a lot on him, and so far he's playing it very well.
Yeah, they managed to take down the front walls of that fort, which gives them a nice advantage in, you know, pushing minions into the fort. Ragnar's up top. See, yep, he's gonna go back. He got driven out of lane by Thrall, not able to win those trades. And yeah, it looks like for now, Team Awesomesauce is content to just keep pushing in this fort, while just kind of keeping the top lane neutral.
Yep, and right now Thrall capping that top point once again. Now, I would like to see an adjustment here from Drink and Run. Drink and Run has been very aggressive dropping the E, but he's been dropping it before the CC chain. He needs to be dropping it after the CC chain. Make sure that person's silenced right in the middle of it. Kendo getting a bit low. Drink and Run gonna be coming. There's a good silence that time. That was a very good silence that time. But ultimately, it's just a matter of you have to land that CC chain in order to get the max value, because Morales just has such single target burst prevention.
Yep.
But actually, it looks like Gul'dan gonna move up into the Firebat camp. Gonna try to get some added pressure here. Now, with the wall down, they do have that half a level experience lead.
Yep. And
pardon me.
Yeah, it's gonna push in to this bottom floor. Oh, hang on, Johanna's making an attempt to get on the point.
Joanna is on the point now, starting to channel progress. Jimma gonna step up, gonna trade. Joanna still there. Pulse Bomb was a whiff there, though, and so Kendo gonna have to back up. Morales just keeping these members so high. Morales Stukov is just such a stall fest. It's very hard to secure kills, and so those 2 kills have just paid off huge dividends. Once again, Silence coming out a bit early. Poison damage gonna follow. Drink and Run, you know, has that one good spread. It's good sustained damage. Just having trouble keeping people topped off against this constant pressure of poke from Gul'dan Cassia. And now the Firebat's actually up on the fort, getting the armor reduction. Kendo down below 300 health, starting to back up. Q gets Kendo below 100 health. But the Stukov passive healing comes in. Kendo should be able to be up soon. Is Stukov trait up? Doesn't look like it is. Gonna have to wait another rotation of one good spread. But that is fort, and there's the power of that Gul'dan Morales. Eventually, it just overwhelms even the best sustained supports.
Yeah, FML was just not able to prevent the Gul'dan from pushing down, you know, clearing all the minions, just getting everyone to focus on that fort. And now we should start to see some rotations up to the top lane to help Ragnaros. And
it looks like that's exactly what we're seeing.
He got away with 20 health. Thrall almost got, you know, a lightning on him. Don't
Or Ragnaros, yeah.
Yeah, don't come back
but
out
actually,
there,
this whole time, Gul'dan gonna channel the point. Snowglare just not catching it until it's too late, and now Gul'dan gonna channel this point for free, and that's gonna actually be the first beacon progress. But now it looks like FML gonna be able to neutralize bottom, so it's 28-38. this is the longest I can remember seeing a Braxis holdout go before a cap.
Well,
I mean, we're going to hit level 10s before the first cap.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, we do have a Stuco Morales, so it is kind of just whoever is able to break the stall first.
But now FML making progress up to 60%. Joanna has blown the Iron Skin a bit early, though, so they could pressure off. There's the level 10. Gonna have to watch for that Horrify. It could be absolutely brutal if it comes in. Oh, but Akash taking so much damage from the kill death. And there's the Silent Tracer gonna take out MJ Hinu. But Joanna goes down in the trade. Still, this is a 100 Zerg wave on the bottom to only a 20 Zerg wave on the top. Ragnaros coming down. Gonna still be able to get the Molten Core for the defense, though, before too much damage is done, as well as the Lava Wave. Actually, I think he may just use the Lava Wave as he's gonna go back top. Well, I mean by that meaning that's the only thing he does. Disarms the wave so well, though. Thrall gonna be able to clear this up without too much trouble. But you know, it's the power of Ragnaros. You know, you just pressure up and you take a fort, and then okay, oh, they're gonna come back. They're going to. Oh, excuse me, I was on the wrong screen the whole time. You know, we're gonna come back. We're gonna
be careful.
We're gonna fight. Joanna stepping up. Ooh, little bit low health on the Cassia. There's the ball lightning. MJ Doom trying to trade out. Once again, a 1v1 trade. Cassia and Tracer trading out with each other.
Yeah, Funk Panda just not able to target Cassia in time. Maybe it just wasn't in range or
Ooh, Joanna in so much trouble. Very, very low. Stukov trying to get a heal out. There's the Iron Skin blown. Gonna go ahead and grab that regen globe to get away as well. Ooh, Kendo trying to mount up there a little bit late. Massive shove gonna have to come out just to secure Kendo's getaway, but it may not be enough. Oh, that silence may have actually saved Kendo's life. It did not. Kendo not able to get away in time. I don't know. A little bit of a misplay trying to mount up there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it might have even been a little bit of a misplay to get taking the time to get the globe. Didn't have quite enough time to get away after burning that Iron Skin.
Oh, and now gonna move up, gonna position aggressively. Now the XP is still very even despite the fort being down. So FML, if they're able to get a couple picks, could easily pick up some of the forts, especially on bottom where wall's gone, turn that into an XP chunk. You know, they're just going to be able to disarm this camp bottom, no questions asked. Oh, but Thrall is in such a bad position. Trying to trade out with Holy Grail. If he has the Sunder, he can at least finish. Maybe peel himself out with Sunder. No, he is going to use Sunder, but it's just going to die in the process. Still, 1-for-1 trade. If they send just one person top to handle the soak, they could take advantage of this.
Looks like for now, they're just taking camp. Team Awesomesauce is going and painting the map blue.
But
FML
no one from
FML
FML soaking the top lane at the moment. It's going to be some lost experience. A whole minion wave, in fact, going to be lost here. And that's going to be the difference between level 13, I think. Although, actually, a whole minion of experience was lost by blue here on bottom. So,
yeah,
you know,
it's
kind
about,
of fairly
even.
Yeah, maybe not a full wave. He's going to pick up those last two minions. But Science Camp up in the top. I think that's the proper term, right? Science Camp. It's got the Science Vessel.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't remember what that one is.
I call it the Science Camp. For science!
Someone who knows StarCraft better than me will correct me.
I mean, I know it's a Science Vessel, but I suck at StarCraft. I mostly play the minigames. Anyway, here in the bottom, though, this is kind of both teams really just contributing, or committing, I should say, to trying to just burn down a fort. But being a little bit sheepish here on bottom, although Stukov could actually silence out a Molten Core if it comes in, and they're going to push up. Ragnaros wisely backing off, not trying to use the Molten Core, but this Science Camp going to move the top bruisers. Thrall here trying to scout out the movements, and now that it looks like it could be a trade. Ooh, Thrall tried to run away. There's the Horrify. That is a dead Thrall. Great ultimate use. Great Stormbolt to allow it. Now, we are seeing FML. What are they going to do? They are backing.
They're gonna take, yeah. FML's gonna grab the top beacon in the back, but it won't last for long. Ragnaros has moved on to the bottom beacon.
Yeah, they got 2%. It ain't nothing.
Nice solid 2%.
Nothing. That's like an extra Zergling.
I don't even think it's that. I don't think 2% gets you anything.
I think it gets you a Zergling.
They're 5% each. You need at least 6% to get an extra Zergling.
Oh, feels bad, man. But beacon progress now to the side of Team Awesomesauce. Team Awesomesauce playing the macro pretty well. Here comes a 4v4 team fight. Combat Stim was used there onto Cassia. Fen gonna come out chunking Joanna quite a bit. Jimma in the backline just wreaking all sorts of havoc. Here comes Thrall now on the flank. Ball Lightning doing so much damage, but doesn't spread too far past Joanna. But Joanna now so low, using that hammer, trying to walk out. Stukov just doing everything he can to heal the team in the face of so much damage. Gul'dan already with over 50,000 damage. My goodness. Highest on the other side, 24.
Yeah, Stukov's been trying to heal up all that Gul'dan damage, but with 55,000 healing, that's just about as much damage as Gul'dan does.
Yep, and now having to move to the bottom is FML Esports. They are going to have to clear up this bot camp. That could allow for a push onto the keep, and that's what it's going to be. They have to focus on the Zerg wave, so it's going to be a free keep taken. Thrall doesn't need to contest this because it's not going to make any difference. Need to be a bit careful. Ultralists do go down. I don't think Awesomesauce can try to end here. They do have their 16s, though, and that is a huge spike for Gul'dan, as I expect to see the Fell Flame build reach its full potential here.
Yep, just waiting on his pick. Holding it. Oh, there it is. Yep.
I was going to say, it better be the Fell Flame build. And now,
I would be surprised
all that damage Gul'dan did is just going to look like child's play compared to all the damage that's come out. Ooh.
Yeah, FML, be careful. I hope they check that bush.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God.
It's like watching it.
Dun-dun. Dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, my goodness.
Immediate horrify.
Oh, no. And there comes... Oh, massive shove. Oh, that was actually a good massive shove. Got Ragnaros out of there.
That was really good.
Only lost 2. But there you see the potential. And, my goodness.
Remember to check your bushes. That happened in both of the first games we casted, I think.
Yeah. That is... Bushes are not your friend. They will lie to you. Don't believe their lies.
Unless you're sitting in
Memento reference. There we go, boys. We have a Memento reference. And now getting Boss and taking Bruiser Camp in the same lane, taking Firebat top as well. Really strong macro play here on the side of Awesomesauce. Awesomesauce playing the advantage they got well, getting a lot of value out of it. Now going to be able to push up in this bot lane. And especially when you force the enemy team to defend as 5 with the choke point here, Gul'dan is going to Shrek some people.
FML's in a tough spot. They don't have 16 yet, and they have to defend against both the, what are we calling it? The Science Vessel Camp and the
Yeah.
In Archangel right there, and I know the name of that one.
Yeah. Ooh, and already Jimma a little bit low, but is Muradin will be fine. Now starting to step up. Here comes Gul'dan, chunking really big there. And oh, we're going to have the Molten Core. Do we have the swing? It does manage to collect Kendo. Trying to get damage out. There's the Lava Wave. Horrify. Joanna back into the race. Is Iron Skin up? It is not. Ooh, Tracer Bomb, though, onto Muradin. Gets him very low, but Muradin popping the healing static to be able to keep himself alive. Still, health bar is low, and this is where once you've gotten this AoE damage out, morale's going to be a bit weak, but Thrall is going to drop to that Ball Lightning. Here comes the Fend onto Stukov. Stukov going to drop, and that's going to be the game. Very back and forth game early, but the second they got that little advantage, they just pushed and pushed and pushed. What a great win by Awesomesauce.
Yeah. Also, really nice play by Funk Panda there, actually. At the end, he was actually not healing anyone until his team had actually taken substantial amounts of damage. So as a result, they survived long enough for him to basically heal them back up fully without waiting for that energy bar to recharge.
Yeah.
So,
And
a little scary, but that was pretty well played because all the damage went out and then it went away.
Well, there was just, I mean, Stukov was healing as much as his little... not little arm, but you know what I mean, could. And it just wasn't enough. I mean, Cassia with 51,000 damage, Gul'dan with 63,000, 64,000 almost.
Yeah,
I mean, just two people doing over 100,000 in a game that only went to 16 minutes. That's tough.
Yeah,
when you never get your 16 with the Pox Populi, that's tough. So with that, we're going to take a quick break while we set up game number 2. Stick with us. We'll be right back.